In a world driven by achievement, noise, and speed, there is an ancient path that invites us to slow down, look within, and listen to the silence of the heart. This path doesn't require a temple, a title, or a label. It requires only sincerity. That path is called Sufism. What is Sufism? A universal definition at its core. Sufism is the inner search for meaning, for truth, for connection, for the source of all existence. Sufism is not a religion. It's not a sect. It is a way of being, a way of walking through the world. With humility, love, and awe for the divine, whatever name you may give it. Some call it God. Others call it the Creator, the Beloved, the Light, or simply love. As one seeker put it, I searched for God and found him in my heart. The Sufi worldview. Sufism teaches that everything in the universe is connected, that behind every face, every sound, every atom, there is one reality. And the purpose of life is to return to that oneness, not by force, but by love. It's not about converting others. It's about converting the ego into humility and transforming fear into love. The Sufi doesn't seek to escape the world, but to walk through it with open eyes and an open heart. Sufi metaphors, the language of the soul. Sufis rarely speak in rules. They speak in poetry, in symbols, in stories that awaken something deep inside us. Because the soul doesn't always respond to logic, it responds to beauty. One of the oldest metaphors in Sufism is that of the lover and the beloved. The seeker is the lover, burning with longing. The beloved is the unseen, eternal presence, always near, always calling. As Rumi wrote, "The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you." Another timeless metaphor is the drop in the ocean. We live our lives thinking we are small, isolated drops, but we belong to the ocean. We came from it, and to it we return. What do Sufis actually do? Sufism is not about rules or rituals. It's about practices that clear the dust from the mirror of the heart. A Sufi may sit in silence. They may chant the names of the beloved. They may lose themselves in poetry, music, or movement. They may serve the hungry, the lonely, the forgotten. They may walk through the world with nothing but a smile. But in all they do, the goal is the same: to remember what they are, to remember who sent them here. Sufism versus stereotypes. Sufism has been misunderstood by many. Some think it's a separate religion. It isn't. Sufism has lived within many traditions and across many cultures. Some think it's about whirling, dervishes, or exotic performances. That's not it either. The whirling, like the music, is not for show. It's a tool to dissolve the self and enter presence. Others think Sufism is just sweet poetry and soft feelings. But the truth is, Sufism also demands courage, honesty, and radical self-examination. It's not always gentle, it's not always easy, but it is always real. Why does Sufism matter today? Live in an age of disconnection. People are anxious, divided, and spiritually exhausted. Sufism doesn't offer a formula, but it offers a whisper. You are not alone. You are not separate. You are not your fears. It reminds us to love more, to pause more, to feel again. It reminds us that our essence is not the noise, but the silence beneath it. As Rumi said, "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" The beginning of a return Sufism is not a path of easy answers. It is a path of deep questions, questions that echo in the heart. It doesn't ask you to kneel before an altar. It asks you to kneel before the truth inside you. It doesn't point to a single religion, shrine, or teacher. It points to your heart. In the episodes that follow, we'll walk gently along this ancient road. We'll meet the poets and wanderers who walked before us, and we'll learn how to live not just with breath, but with soul. As Rumi called out across time, "Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshipper, lover of leaving. It doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair." Let this be your invitation, not to believe but to feel, not to follow but to remember.